the camera is on. We have to work now. Camera's going. We have to work now. Okay. Good morning, beloveds. Dante is in here being Dante. So he may or may not make a cameo for you. Well, you just saw a flick of his tail. Well, come here. Come here. There we go. There we go. See, there he is. There he is. There he is. With that pretty face. Which is totally not why you're here. You're not here to see my pretty cat. Which if he'd flash those baby blues at you. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. You're here for your spiritual power. Okay. So let's do the housekeeping. And all the housekeeping is me reminding you that we are Creative Life Spiritual Center. Website is creativelife.org. Constant contact email, info@creativelife.org. And you will email that. That gets you one email a week unless something unusual happens, which is usually weather related because we do live on the Gulf Coast. And then it tells you what's going on for the week and the month. And the hot links are hot. So it says click here now means it. It is also a blind CC, meaning nobody will see your email. You won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. So there is that. Okay. Is that everything? I think so. Social media. I mentioned the social media merely from the standpoint of we do not monetize the social media. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do instead is to go and engage with the pages. So like, subscribe, follow based on which platform you are on. And then engage with the individual posts by reacting on the post, commenting on the post, sharing the post. Bumps us in the algorithms, more people see our stuff. That's the goal of social media. So it is free and easy way that you can support the center, right? Right. So we are Creative Life Spiritual Center or Creative Life Spark, depending on which social media you're on. And I am the running Ryan across all of the social medias that I am on. So there is that. So your spiritual power is a collection. We are literally almost done. We've probably got like maybe 3 articles today, tomorrow, Monday, we're done Monday. So I have to have a new book by Monday. We are doing Think Your Troubles Away. And the cool thing about Think Your Troubles Away and a couple of the other books, Living Without Fear and Discover a Richer Life, they are collections of his Science of Mind art magazine articles. So it's really cool. But that's the point of your spiritual power. It's a collection of some of his works that may not be easy to find. Although I did learn there's a new one called Light, which apparently was just one essay that David Lemaster has. And I just went, ooh. I think I've looked for that one before, and yeah, I may be able to get it like on a reprint, but not anywhere. So, but we are doing Think Your Troubles Away. We are in part 3. Like I said, we are almost done. We got 3 essays left. And today's essay is, okay, hang on. I can feel how dry they are. And, whew, all right. The cat has laid down, so we'll see if he doesn't get real distracting. All right. I had a good day in the park, but we forgot the peanuts, and there weren't that many squirrels to begin with because it was kind of cold. When I say cold, it was 50 degrees. That's cold for us. All right. So the article today is Build a New Life. The past is gone, yet the experiences of the past are written in memory, and memory contains the accumulated knowledge of the individual and of the race. We continuously depend on this source for information, for inspiration, and guidance. Could memory be entirely extinguished, both in the mind of the individual and the race, the entire background of our life would disappear. The stream of consciousness would be abruptly severed. No greater catastrophe could be imagined. It is inherent in our nature that memory and experience shape and mold our lives towards greater attainment and eternal progress. All right. I don't know, but we'll take him at his word there. Hence, the time past is giving birth to the present time, in which we recognize, understand, and experience the activities of everyday life. Recognition, experience, and activity slip away into the past, ever building a more substantial foundation upon which, in time, now only anticipated, we shall rear a more noble edifice. Could the expectation of the future be removed from the enthusiasm of our vision, all efforts of today would be futile. Life has instinctively provided that there shall ever be held before our waiting thought a goal, not too easily reached. Symbolically, the face of progress is ever toward the future, facing the light of the goal before it, while casting its shadows behind. Since it is impossible for anyone to rob themselves entirely of memory, it behooves all to guard carefully the experiences of the present, that when they do become memories, they shall be happy ones. Okay. All right. It behooves. I don't know that necessarily every memory has to be happy, but I think we do need more happy. I mean, that's kind of the point of the movie Inside Out, if you've ever seen that. Like, we need the whole range of emotions, but I see where he's going, so let's just go with him. All right. It is a well-established fact, according to the known laws of the mind, that if one is retaining unpleasant incidences in their memory, they can be neutralized through the power of their own word and their imagination. This is the secret of the confessional and of psychoanalysis, to remove the stain, the hurt, the condemnation from the past, leaving in their place a gentle urge of better purpose and a sense of the divine forgiveness. Okay, I get where he's going there. Okay. If we are carrying about in our memory that which does not measure up with harmony, we should consciously discharge it, knowing that though all of us have made mistakes, there is no power in the universe which wishes us ill. It is impossible to draw a fair estimate of the life of the soul from the short-range experiences of a few years. Okay. Let's see. That's just one of those sentences that, like, okay, I want to go back and think about that. I also want to see where he's going to go with that. Just like when he said to make sure all your memories are happy ones. Well, you know what? You're going to have some sad ones mixed in there. And I think that those are important. But I see what he's saying about confession. Like, if you make a mistake, you want to discharge the charge around that memory. It's like, it's not that you want to get rid of the memory. You want to learn from it. Okay. All right. So it is impossible to draw a fair estimate of the life of the soul from the short-range experiences of a few years. We are eternal beings on the pathway of experience for the purpose of gaining true individuality. Even our mistakes are part of our evolution and should be so considered. Let our present experiences be of such character as to harm no one and to help all. Then shall the past be a beautiful memory, the present a glad hour, and the future a joyful expectation. All souls are eternal, all people are divine, and in the long run, good shall come to all. From the viewpoint of the infinite mind, it must be that what we call the past, present, and future are one. The omega must be potential in the alpha. Thus it is written, I am Alpha and Omega, and the beginning and the end. He is he that was and he that is to come. Okay? The potentiality of our lives must have been forever in the divine mind. So as individuals, we should forever expand, continuously growing into the likeness of that divine spirit inherent to all people. Could our eyes completely penetrate the spiritual realm, and could our imagination rise by pure intuition to the comprehension of reality, we should, no doubt, perceive what the illumined have seen and sensed, that there is very little between us and heaven, and that this is entirely bound up in our own concepts. Yep. This is intangible. Oh, no, sorry. This intangible thing which refuses analysis, this subtle presence which can be neither caught nor bound, the life principle and the intelligent consciousness within us partakes of the nature of eternity and cannot even conceive of its own birth, nor can it possibly experience even in its own imagination any reality to it passing. Thus can eternity be crowded into a day, or a day stretched forth into eternity. Okay. I don't know what moon he's jumping here, but let's go with him. In the study of science of mind, we learn that the sequence of the creative order is first intelligence, next the movement of intelligence as laws, then manifestation of itself as creation. Whatever the nature of the physical universe is, and no one knows what it is certainly not an illusion. Creation, or visible form, is necessary to the life of spirit, for without it, spirit would be unexpressed. As time is a creature of eternity, so form is a creature of time. And both time and form are forever necessary to self-expression, whether considered from the viewpoint of the individual or the universal life. Okay. Okay. Let us never think of creation as an illusion, or of things as being evil in themselves. The illusion is never in the thing, but always in the way we look at it. The infinite variations of life, the eternal manifestations of creation, though in changing forms, all point to the fact that the infinite clothes itself in form in order that it may enjoy its own being. He's getting very, I don't know, it seems to be like a combination of Hindu and Buddhism right now, or very Gnostic. Could be very Gnostic. So I'm just like, okay, I think I'm just along for the ride today. It must do this through the power of its own imagination, backed by the law of its own word. There are no other possible conclusions at which we can arrive. Okay. I keep pausing to think about it. And then I realize that even though I thought about it, I don't have anything to say because I'm not quite sure what's going on yet. And I may never figure it out. And if I don't, that's okay too. You know, this is just not the time for this article, but here I am reading it. All right. Humanity as the complement of the spirit is of the image of the spirit, partaking of the divine nature. They must also have an inherent power within which is creative. Okay. This creative power eminent in people is not placed there by the disposition of their own will, nor through the imagination of their own thought, but should be considered rather as the nature of their being. In other words, we should not attempt to explain why ultimate truths are true. They are true because they are true. Having discovered them, there is nothing left other than to accept them and utilize them. All right. So here's the problem. I get what he's saying. We spend a lot of time talking about, well, we really need to understand, because the better we understand, then the better we're going to use it. Right here, he's saying, look, there are a couple of things that we are just not going to ever understand, but because we know about them, we can still use them. And that's okay that we don't understand them as long as we use them. So I don't know if you see my quandary, but I see my quandary, because a lot of science of mind is about consciousness and understanding. And right here, he's going, look, there are some things that we just don't understand, but it doesn't matter that we don't understand them. We can still use them. Okay. So I'm just like, okay. It kind of makes me curious to know when this article was written, like how early or late in his career this one was written. Because I'm like, wait, what? He's making me a bit crazy today, but that's okay. That's okay. All right. Okay. So as I said, having discovered them, there is nothing left other than to accept them and utilize them. Don't worry. We still have a couple of pages to go. He may go somewhere else there, but all right. All right, Ernest. Get me out of this hole. I don't know where you're going. If there is any truth relative to the individual life, which is of greater importance than this, it is that the thought of people deal with a creative agency or power. From this, they can never escape. Our word, our thought, our imagination are all creative. We did not hang the stars in space, nor set the lofty peaks overlooking the sea, but we have imagined unhappiness, and we do experience in life the outward manifestation of our inward convictions. Okay. I'm with him there. We do imagine, okay. All right. Thought is an actual force dealing with a potential creative power in the universe, which only this can be said, of which only this can be said. It is. Okay. Our thought operates independently of conditions and has the possibility of transcending circumstances as they are now and causing new ones to be created. However, we should bear in mind that the creative power is only set in motion by our thought. Okay. Okay. All right, Ernest. Creative power is only set in mind by our thought. Okay. I need a new highlighter. The power itself belongs to the universe, and no person made it. All that we can do is accept it, believe, and use it. But while we continuously remold thought according to the pattern of ancient ideas, we remain bound by previous opinion, bias, and prejudice. We must do something to break down the walls of experience and expand the vision of the soul. Here, our imagination comes into play, enabling us to conceive of a greater good. Okay? All right, Ernest. The phrase that we like to use is principle is not bound by precedent. And what he is saying here is frequently we are bound by precedent, but we can use our imagination to get beyond that precedent and allow principle to bring us what is beyond precedent. Okay? So, neither the will nor the intellect is creative. They simply decide what the thought, the emotion, and the imagination shall respond to. The one who will rise above previous conditions, transcend intolerable limitations, and create a better situation for themselves must deliberately turn in their imagination and thought from the old order, and with a calm but flexible determination endeavor to contemplate only the good, the beautiful, and the true. They should refuse to admit into their consciousness any controversy or argument, compel themselves to know and to accept that in the apparent isolation of their own soul, from the genius of their own thought, they are molding an individualized destiny out of the essence from which all forms emanate. We have a page and a half left. This one's making me a bit, okay. Suppose we could reach the place where we no longer contemplated adverse conditions, opposing forces, or divided power of good and evil. Would we not be at peace, our minds tranquil? Could we ever again be afraid? We lack peace because we have torn the universe into pieces and set one part against another. The din and roar of human conflict has so filled our ears with discord that we no longer hear the heavenly voices. Our eyes have become so blinded by self-grief and self-inflicted wounds that we do not even behold the harmony in nature. Power cannot come out of confusion. Power is the child of peace and poise, the union of which must forever give it birth. Let us contemplate strength and forget weakness. Let us meditate upon peace and poise, forgetting the confusion. The first step towards this goal is a realization of the unity and eternality of our own being and of the universal wholeness from which we spring and in and by which we live. From such contemplation comes the establishment not of a self-centered life, but a life centered in the eternal self. Not egotism, but egoism. Okay. Not a self-centered life, but a life centered in the self. And he used a capital S the second time. Whew. But what if our immanent universe does tremble to its very foundation? What if the slings and arrows of an outrageous fortune are apparently directed towards us? Shall not our armor of faith shatter them in dust at our feet? Who can measure life by one experience or estimate the possibilities of the soul by the slight observations of any short period of time? At which point I'm reminded that if you're going through something now, remember it's just a chapter, not the whole book. Because that's what he's saying here. It's just a chapter. It's not the whole book. Turn the page. Okay, who can measure the life by one experience or estimate the possibilities of the soul by the slight observation of any short period of time? The soul knows no limits, but finds itself eternally merged with the one whose only answer to humanity is yes. Abundance is a state of mind. The universe abounds with good. The universe must be a self-sustaining and self-perpetuating spiritual order, amply able to provide for its own needs and adequately able to express its own inherent desires. Humanity is some part of the universe. Why then are they limited unless it be that they have contradicted the fundamental principles of self-existence and in ignorance of their true nature repudiated the greater claim which they might have made upon the universe? Prosperity is a state of mind. Activity is also a state of mind, and the law of compensation is an individual but infallible government of the divine order. It is done unto us as we believe, but belief is largely subjective, and we are all more or less marked by the grooves of experience, a large portion of which have been adverse. Those who do wish to demonstrate the effectiveness of spiritual mind treatment must claim and know in their own thought that there is a divine intelligence directing them and providing the ways and means for their thoughts to become things. All thoughts of doubt and fear must be resolutely banished from the mind. We must learn to build upon faith, live in a state of conscious receptivity and enthusiastic expectation. Let us no longer limit the future possibility of eternal progress in our own lives and affairs. We are living in a spiritual universe, and we should always remember that the universe responds to us as we respond to it. All right. Blah. Okay. Yep. I get it. The two things that I'm going to walk away from that article with is there are certain things that we are just not going to understand. And it's okay that we don't understand them as long as we use them effectively. Now, the more we understand, the more effectively we are going to use things. But there are some things that they've just been proven. We don't understand why they work, but we do know that they do. And that's okay. And we should just go ahead and use them. The other thing that we have to remember is it's just a chapter, not the whole book. Okay. It's just a chapter, not the whole book. And we can, one, turn the page, pick up the pen, and use our imagination to write a new chapter, to write a better chapter. We can rewrite our lives using our imagination. We do not have to get caught up in the grooves of experience. And I think that's probably as good as I'm going to get. And I'm okay with that. So I'm going to end that here. And I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, wondrous day, fantastic day, magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of yourself day, a take care of your business day. Hey, you know what? If you're not ready for Christmas, it's time to get on that day. A cuddle your fur babies day, a do something just for yourself day, a you got this day, a enjoy the sunshine day. It's very sunny here today. But drink plenty of water because it's going to get a bit warm today. Our high could be 78. I have no idea, so I'm going to take a nap and a break day, a good day. And if that's too much pressure, because, right now it absolutely could be, simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a spirit in motion, God in action, a brilliant light, a divine spark, a beautiful masterpiece, and a work in progress at the same time, at your own pace. And as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. All right, so explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good. And from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 8:45 if I get to go to the gym tomorrow. I intend to be back on sometime this afternoon to read chapter 7 of Emma, the Scientific Christian Mental Practice. So, you'll see me. All right? Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved, and